Hi guys, and welcome to this video. Today I'm going to review a fairly new watch in my collection. It's, as you can tell, an Orient watch, and I'm becoming pretty much of a fan of Orient watches. I think in many ways they are really beating Seiko as the most affordable entry-level watch brand. Actually, Orient is owned by Seiko, so they are kind of beating their own owners. But I actually bought this quite affordable watch to test out if I really like these types of watches, as I'm going to show you in a moment, because I'm actually looking at a legendary watch which it's a bit like this watch. So let's roll the intro and I will get back to showing you which watch I'm reviewing today. Okay, welcome back. And well, just before we get started, let me do a wristwatch check. And I'm actually today wearing another Orient. This is the Orient Bambino, the new version 4. Actually, they just released a larger version of this, which I'm going to talk about in a video very soon, because they made a version even larger than this. So, well, I really enjoy this. Very affordable, fully automatic Orient dress watch. It's a really nice watch. I really like to wear this watch when I'm at home, just during the weekend. Today it's Sunday. This is just like a really nice Sunday watch for me. But well, let's get into the watch which this video is actually about. And of course it's an Orient. And what we have here is the Orient Producer. This watch is called the Orient Producer, and I think they designed this watch for the business segment. They actually designed this watch and target the audience which are in business. So it's like a kind of a dress watch, but really not. Maybe more of a business watch. For business people. So what we get in the box, you get just an Orient cardboard box. Nothing special, but I'm really not that big a fan of watch boxes, and at a price point like this watch, you pay for this watch, of course you don't get a really nice box. So you of course get the manual. That's a really cool thing about Orient. They really do provide you with a thorough manual, so you will really have all your answers, all your questions answered in this manual. It's a very simple watch, so you don't really need to read a lot about it, but still. And of course you get the 1 year international warranty. So the model we're talking about here, you can see the reference number here. This watch actually comes in several. Let me just take it off the watch cushion. This watch actually comes in several versions. I chose the black one because I really like that. For what a very special looking watch with an open heart. As you see here, you can see the movement in the open heart. You can see it moving. It's a very special, quite maybe almost Art Deco kind of watch piece. So I chose the black one, which is the most anonymous, but you can actually also get this in a very beautiful white dialed version with beautiful blue hands. Let me just, I will have a picture up, and then you can see the other versions of this watch. But I went with the black one, and just as a start, let's talk a little about the dimensions of this watch. Around 35 millimeters wide, around 37 to 38. This is not totally precise, but around 37 to 38 millimeters long. And if you go lock to lock, it's 46. And the thickness is around 11.5 to 12 millimeters, including the crown. You get around 38. And the lug width is 24. So that's the dimensions, dimensions out of the way. What is really special about this watch is that it looks, when we look at the dimensions, it's not really a wide or thick watch, but on the wrist it looks really big. With this watch you get a solid case back with the Orient stuff printed on it. You get a genuine leather strap, which is really actually very nice. I'm actually kind of surprised about the leather strap on this watch, because I was really not expecting high quality from a watch that is actually around $180. But it's actually, when you look at the Bambino, it's exactly the same strap. And for some reason, let me just place the Bambino down here in the box. For some reason, I actually think this particular strap on this watch is actually softer and feels a lot better than the one on the Bambino. And I learned with the Orient straps, you just need to really massage it. Wear it and massage it, then it gets really soft. So it's genuine leather. It's a really nice genuine leather black band. What you also get is some cool little details. You get the Orient on the buckle. If we look at the crown, I hope you can sense it. You get the Orient logo with the lions on the crown. And of course, the most spectacular thing about this watch is the rectangular or the square case, and also, of course, the open heart. As you can see, the watch is moving, it's living, and I really like that little detail. Actually, when I first looked at this watch and was contemplating if I wanted to buy it or not, I wasn't. Why make it open heart? Why not just make it a really simple black square watch? But the more I look at the open heart, I really love it now. So I think that's it gives it a little kind of artsy, or maybe a little raw look that you get the open heart where you can see the movement. All in all, I'm very happy with this watch. I think it feels great on the wrist. And let's just do a wristwatch shot where you can see how it looks on my wrist. Okay, here we go. My wrist is around 18 centimeters wide, or 7.1 inches if you're measuring in inches. And this is how it looks on my wrist. And at first I was really surprised, given the dimensions of the watch. It's not really a wide or a long watch, a thick watch. It looked really quite big compared to the dimensions of the watch, but I think it looks actually Absolutely great. I don't think today I'm just wearing a t-shirt. I don't really think this watch goes with a t-shirt. I think this watch goes with a shirt or a sweater or something. Maybe if you're wearing a suit, because it just fits really well. This watch, it has, if you just think about if the sleeve of your shirt just gets down to here or something, it just looks cool. On just a naked arm, I don't really think it looks that cool. Um, what we get here, of course, with a watch at this price range, you amazingly enough get an Orient caliber 46A40 automatic self-winding in-house movement, but it's not really that good a movement. I would guess the power reserve to be around 38 hours. That's what my calculations have shown me. Um, you also only get mineral glass, so it's not as scratch resistant as sapphire glass. It's actually the same with this one. Um, you also get water resistance down to 50 meters width, which is perfectly fine because who would in their right mind go diving with this watch? But it will be able to withstand if you're washing your hands or you're wearing this watch during some rainy weather. No problem. It will absolutely keep out the water. Um, what you don't really get, which is really the biggest downfall, the worst thing about this watch, and where it really will have some trouble with its competition, you don't get manual winding. So the only way you can actually wind this watch is by shaking it, moving around. And if you have a collection with a lot of automatic watches, manual winding where you can turn the crown and then you will manual wind the watch, it is a big advantage. You can always have your watches going even if you're not wearing them, but with a watch without manual winding with the crown, if you're not wearing this watch for a few days, then you have to start all over again. The good thing about this watch is that you don't have any date window or anything else than just setting the time. So it's very easy and it's very fast to setting the time. With the Orient Bambino, you actually, with this version 4, this is the newest version, if you just listen, you could get hand winding, the manual winding. So you can actually hand wind this watch, which is a big advantage. And this is the biggest downfall of this watch, is that it's not a really a high quality movement. I would think just Orient should just abandon doing any watches without manual winding when they're doing automatic movements. Then just make it $25 more expensive. I wouldn't really care, but today in 2016, this watch model came out a few years ago. It's just dated. It's outdated that you can't manual wind the watch, and you don't have the hacking. So if you're really going to set the time extremely precisely, then you can't pull out the crown and stop the second hand from moving the hacking function. This doesn't work. So why did I buy this watch? I actually bought this watch because really, of course, I really like it, and I think it's a nice. It's a quite different piece. It's my first square watch, so I was really interested in seeing how would I like a square watch, and I actually have bought this watch because I'm planning on buying the Tag Heuer Monaco watch at some point, and well, I wouldn't go and buy that watch if I wasn't really comfortable wearing a rectangular or square watch. So this is actually a watch which has convinced me that I can pull it off. I can pull off a square watch, so I'm actually going to, at some point, splash the cash and buy the Tag Heuer Monaco watch, which is a very legendary sports watch. So all in all, for a price around $180 to $250, you get a really special piece. It's not a very great movement, and you also only get mineral glass, but you get a very special piece, and this is not an everyday piece. I wouldn't wear this watch as my everyday piece. Just whatever I'm doing, I'm wearing this watch. This is a special watch for special occasions, and it's just a fun piece to have in your collection. It's actually also my first and my only open heart, where I can see the movement ticking, and as I said, my first square watch, and I really enjoy it. It has a special place in my collection because it's just such a special watch, and I really admire Orient watches for doing such a special piece. This is definitely not for everybody. Some people are going to love it, and I think most people are not going to love it. They don't really want to wear this watch or buy this watch. But for the price, as always, a very nice watch from Orient. But just have in mind that the Bambino is $80 less, and it's with hacking, it's with a date wheel, it's with the manual winding. So, and of course there's several years between these two watches, so they just update it. So if they're ever going to do a new version of the Orient Producer, maybe they would take that movement and put in here, and then you have a much better watch. But a very special piece, which I enjoy, and which has convinced me that I'm stepping up the game at some point, getting the most legendary maybe of the square, the rectangular, the square sports watches at least, which is the Tag Heuer Monaco. I would just like to say thank you so much for watching. Remember to like this video if you enjoyed it. You can comment, you can follow me on Instagram, write me an email if you have any questions or just want to talk about watches. I'm really enjoying just talking watches with you guys. Remember to subscribe if you haven't, and thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Bye.